So good morning, everyone. I'm Tom Modica. I'm the Assistant City Manager here in Long Beach, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all. We've got a great program. It's a short program. We're going to be hearing from our mayor, Mayor Robert Garcia. We're going to hear from Council Member Susie Price and our City Manager. And then we're going to be cutting the ribbon, and we'll also be having some hot dogs and chips, courtesy of Kayak Cafe. So with that, I want to acknowledge just a few other people in the audience. We have Elvita Halanan, who's our manager of Marine Bureau, who's responsible for this area. We have Gonzalo Medina, who is our lifeguard chief back there. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful mayor, Robert Garcia.
Well, it's good to see everyone again. I know we were just wrapping up our last meeting. But I just want to say that how proud we are as a city and community to be here today and to celebrate these amazing improvements for our local families and really for anyone that comes by and just wants to enjoy Bayshore and this amazing part of our city. We already know that this area has some great amenities, whether it's basketball or handball or swimming or taking the gondola out. And now, of course, this new play structure is just going to be so great of an addition for everyone. And as you probably look out there, this is a structure also that over time can change. You can add to it. It's very flexible, and we're really proud of this new addition here in our community. This aquatic playground is also unique. There are not a lot of these up and down the coast, and so we expect a lot of Long Beach families and kids to spend a lot of their days out here just enjoying the water and enjoying the bay. Can you also, please also just join me in thanking our amazing Tidelands team and our city staff team for all this work. They've done a great job, Eric, the whole team. Just a round of applause. Because as you know, it's not just the dock, but we also, of course, have amazing improvements coming here at the Sailing Center. As we all know, the cafe, all the improvements that we're seeing here today, and there's a lot more to come. And so there's other improvements that we're working on that will also add to the experience here. I think I mentioned to most of you before, I used to live just on this corner, and so it's amazing to see all the improvements over the last couple years here on the site. And so with that, thank you for being here. We're going to enjoy this structure. I'm gonna come out. Susie and I are going to come out and enjoy it when no one's looking. And really have a good time here. So with that, I want to introduce Councilwoman Price, who of course has been the lead advocate for these projects. Has done a great job representing the 3rd District, is a great partner, and couldn't have happened without her support and her leadership. So let's give her a big round of applause.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is really an exciting day. I want to start off by just thanking our city manager and our assistant city manager, Pat West and Tom Modica. So Pat he loves everything aquatics. I saw him earlier this morning. He was doing the stand-up paddle boarding. He swims, and he actually sent me pictures of the city team using the Weebit, actually jumping off of it and enjoying it, which is really cool to have a city manager that's willing to play and have fun and use the city assets the way we want the public to. So thank you, Pat. Eric Lopez and Joshua Hickman are also here. They are really just a great team for us to work with. We meet with them regularly to talk about our Tidelands projects, and I think Eric will be the first to tell you that my first probably Tidelands meeting, I just said, can we just repaint Leeway Sailing Center and remove the bars from the windows? That's all I wanted. That's the only request I had. I said it looks like a mini prison because it has bars on the windows and the paint looks outdated. I never imagined at that time that we would get a beautiful new dock, a swim dock, and this amazing facility for the kids to enjoy. I just never imagined it, and so I'm really, really grateful that we've come so far. The improvements that have been made to this entire area have been extensive. The pier and swim docks that are right behind me were completely rebuilt, as was the Leeway Pier just to my left, where the gondola getaway business operates out of. The Bayshore concession area has been modernized, received new paint. We have new public lockers that have been installed for folks who are using the beach and engaging in aquatics activities. They can easily secure their belongings before getting in the water, and the lockers are free to use, which is really great. I'm grateful for all of these improvements to this area, and the most important thing that I'm grateful for was that everything was done under budget. So it's been a really fantastic value for the residents of the city because we were stayed within the budget and completed them right in time for summer. I hope that you will come out here and enjoy this area, that you'll tell your friends about it, that you'll bring your family out here. This is the best that Long Beach has to offer. We're a coastline community in an urban city where you can come to the beach and completely feel like you live in a small town with people who are going to look after you and help you have a great time. That's what I love about this city, and the fact that we're all here together celebrating this new space, and I look around and see so many people who are partners of ours day in and day out just makes me feel really proud for this development. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to turn it over to our city manager, Pat West.
Thank you, Councilwoman. It's a wonderful day. The sun's coming out, so I'm happy to see everybody here. I do want to say that it's so much fun to be able to do all this stuff here in our recreation areas and our bays and beaches because we have such fabulous support from Councilmember Price, also Mayor Garcia. They're involved in all of this, and they let us come out here and build these exciting things and put them in the budget, so a big applause for them. I want to introduce somebody, but first off, I just want to say thanks to Hank Wise. Hank, raise your hand. So Hank is with Rocketfish, and he's been around the beach in Belmont forever. And 4 or 5 years ago, he came to us with a catalog that had floating things in the water that you can jump off. And that was 4 or 5 years ago, but it's been a while, Hank, but it's finally here. So thanks for planting that seed. So actually, I'm just here. We have a history of fantastic Parks and Recreation Marine directors, and we have a new one that starts tomorrow. I just want him to stand up and wave. His name is Gerardo Moet. Thanks for being here, Gerardo. He's come to a lot of the events already. He's spent most of his career with the city of Santa Ana. He's been in numerous departments, and he spent the last 15 years as the Parks and Recreation director there, and even managed a zoo. So anyhow, welcome aboard, Gerardo, and I just want to make sure everybody sees them, and if you have any questions, go ahead. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Tom.
Great, thank you, Pat. So we're almost at the point where we're going to cut the ribbon, but I do want to mention a couple of people by name who really put a lot of energy into this project, and some of our partners as well. The mayor and Susie and Pat mentioned a number of them, but Eric Lopez, our project manager, he oversees all of Tidelands and, in fact, all of the capital projects in the city. So way to go, Eric. We also have Josh Hickman, our Tidelands program manager. Musen Habib, who is our lead program manager. He, on a daily basis, was out here. So Musen, way to go. Knocked it out of the park. We've got Brian Polivka, our project manager for the concessions cleanup. Robert Feig, our lead inspector for the project. And Michelle Baylor, Raphael Holcomb, and Blake Eckerle, who assisted with construction management and engineering. We also have 2 great contractors. You don't get things done without good contractors who get things done on time and under budget and are creative. Expon was the prime contractor for Bayshore Swim Dock, and Meeks Construction was our prime contractor for Leeway Pier. So you also need partners to make an area like this active and people wanting to come down. You need people who are going to program it, who are really there to make the experience great. And we do that with private partners. And so one of them I really want to acknowledge is Michael O'Toole from Gondola Getaway. So while we're here in front of this project, please take a look at the dock. He's got a brand new home. He was living in some pretty bad conditions out there for the last 20, 30 years, and he's got a brand new place in addition to the Leeway Swim Dock, which is going to be public and where we do all of our concessions and all of our swim classes and sailing classes out of Leeway. We also have Ken Williams from Kayaks on the Water. This is his shop right here. He's been fantastic through this process as well. And I also want to recognize Jesse Orloff with Kayak Cafe. So this cafe looks completely different than it did just 6 months ago, and we're expecting a lot more business. So they're also going to be very gracious. They're going to be giving us free hot dogs and chips after the ceremony today, so thank you very much for that. And the last thing I'll say is we're not done. So you'll see that Leeway has been done. You'll see that Leeway's been painted. This area's been painted. This has been cleaned up. The kayak's been cleaned up. We're going to be putting in a brand new lifeguard station right there, either later this summer or in the fall. And we want to start painting, and we want to eventually get rid of this entire storm drain, the county storm drain. So if you see anybody that works in the county, please tell them we want that storm drain removed. So we'll be working on that. And with that, we're going to be cutting the ribbon.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second, Billy. There we go.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Susie, you want to put your hands on it?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, we're gonna do it on 3. Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah!